Hi everyone. We are back with some good music. So we have been waiting to listen to amazing music together, right? Me and him, and all of you together. And today we are back with another magical track called Kya Karie Korimol
Korimol. Mm.
from Coke Studio Bharat, a Kashmiri language track.
Hmm.
And
What a
what
track.
magic! What magic! Right? So we will listen to it together, and then we will talk about it. What
Yeah.
we found amazing, why it blew our minds, and all. But let's do it.
Yep, let's get started then.
Let's do it. All right. Three, two, one, play.
Coke Studio Bharat. Subscribe now.
ख्वादीनो हजरात मुख्तसर बात साहिबे मसनद सुनो हजरात हजरात मुख्तसर बात अहले निसाब सुनो
This performance,
Theatrics.
विक्या 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 गुश्तावा विक्या 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 कबाबा सरपुशल त्रामी Madali sava mucho Maza pityo pityo Badakite vazas mucho Serpushul drami mucho Madali sava mucho Maza pityo pityo Badakite vazas mucho Vekya 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 Ushtava Vekya 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 Kababa
Tran per bihet sor Baz hago apor Das paak jaldi dito Pachav ha logo shor
Drami hashuban Poshan mazduban Rapin tur tutuk Tuot pareshan Kashur hashuban Das taras mans Vekya 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 Ushtava Vekya vekya
the
vekya
theatrics in his performance is just
Look at his eyes. He's just falling.
Vekya 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 Dry foot palau Ditto kishmish san ho Kya kare goshur Kya zaman ho एक रुन मास क्वाइंटल एक रुन जो क्वाइंटल हो देखा
Even the
देखी
backing
कर
vocals.
क्या कर गोरे मोल एक रुन मास क्वाइंटल एक रुन जो क्वाइंटल हो देखा देखी कर क्या कर गोरे मोल मार सारे से तू गारन हुजू लश्कर वो बट बिसुजी त्रामी यल सालर वो मार सारे से तू गारन
Now.
लश्कर वो बट बिसुजी त्रामी यल सालर वो क्या कर गोरे मोल क्या कर गोरे मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल नारस दिया नरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल नारस दिया नरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल नारस दिया नरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल क्या कर कोरी मोल नारस दिया नरी मोल
percussions.
Wonderful.
घर कहाँ है दुल्हनों से पूछना कौन सा लिबास पहने बैठना डाकिया बदल गया चिट्ठियों को क्या पता दुल्हनों से पूछना कौन सा है घर तेरा
The string section is creating so much weight.
Hori aise ostamna choni zaye khabar nikdar vazo tam haj puri solum marmane zevchit pas nay chamyevan alaykum piri pirana suraj
Everything in this thing is boiling together.
dil chalta rajmo ko hari bakhtavari push nahi ख्वादीनो हजरात मुख्तसर बात साहिबे मसनद सुनो हजरात हजरात मुख्तसर बात अहले निसाब सुनो
Tram ped bihet sor, was hago apor, das pag jaldi dito, paseo halogo shor.
Vikya, 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 vikya. Vikya, 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 vikya. Mara sada ziltu gairen huzulash karvot. But suji trami el salar vot. Mara sada ziltu gairen huzulash karvot. But suji trami el salar vot.
Kya kar korimol, kya kar korimol, kya kar korimol, naraziya nerimol.
Kya kar korimol, kya kar korimol, kya kar korimol, naraziya nerimol. Kya kar korimol, kya kar korimol, kya kar korimol, naraziya nerimol. Kya kar korimol, kya kar korimol, kya kar korimol, naraziya nerimol. Trami hajuban, poshan mazduban, ripan tours to tot pareshan, kashura shuban.
Brilliant. Brilliant job. Yeah.
Dude, that's so. Oh my god. Wow.
What an amazing performance.
Wow.
Amazing performance.
Brilliant track. Brilliant track. I mean, it was so enjoyable.
Oh. Oh.
So enjoyable.
All parts.
Oh my god. So, let me tell you something. So, when this track came out, I was listening to this track without the video, right? My headphones were on, I was doing my stuff, and I was like, okay, what's happening? What is this track in the beginning? Right? I just couldn't comprehend. Of course, there was a language barrier, but that's fine, right? But okay. And then suddenly, I was like, I dropped everything. Okay, what's happening now? What is this track? And the change in gravity in this track is so subtle yet so sudden.
Absolutely.
Then I had to come to my system, fire this up and watch it. Okay, what's happening? I could understand what's happening. As soon as the string section kicks in, it completely changes the gravity of the track, right? But then I had to see, okay, what's really happening? And man, such magic. As soon as the string section comes in, this whole theater that has been created, it has been emoted so accurately. This whole theater. This track is not a song, it's theater.
Yes.
Auditory theater.
Yep. Of course.
Right? It's so magically, so well done, so accurately. Every single thing is so accurate.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I just want just a disclaimer. My faith in Coke Studio Bharat is starting to restore as the season is progressing.
Yes.
First, I mean, I used to love the earlier seasons of Coke Studio Bharat. This season, I wasn't that satisfied, or I would say I wasn't that really into it when first 2-3 tracks came out. But after that, right from Takdeer to Das Mein Ki Pyar, and now this track has completely restored my faith in this Coke Studio Bharat season.
Blew our minds.
Absolutely, it was.
Blew our minds.
I mean, what should we?
The accuracy in every single thing. So, I mean, we all know through the description that it's a setting of wedding, right? From a perspective of father. And he's giving away his daughter, right? The daughter is there even visually. The father is there even visually, right? And in the setting is that it's time to serve the guests, right? The meal, right? And people from subcontinent would know the chaos of serving of the meal, right? And then the procession comes in from the groom side, right? They in Kashmiri they call it Lashkar. Lashkar is coming, right? the procession comes in, and then it adds to the chaos. And this was the part which I marveled that as soon as the Lashkar comes in, the groom side comes in, the string sections comes in,
Comes in.
which basically
Yes.
shows the chaos, the anxiety of the of the father,
Father.
that he has to be on his A game. He has to serve all his guests. He has to please all his guests, but he also doubly please. He has to be on his A game with presentation and everything for the groom side.
Absolutely.
Right, and the anxiety that has been created with the string section,
Uh, uh,
so well done.
yeah.
And then from this the percussions and the string sections that happened, the chaos and anxiety, wow. And then the bride comes in
Yes.
with her beautiful vocals, beautiful pronunciation, right? It also shows a tiny bit of anxiety,
Anxiety.
of leaving her father's home. The portray of emotions, the depiction of emotions through instrumentals was wow, so well done. And then there's ALIF.
I mean, he was completely into it. I mean, first of
It's his
all,
magic.
I think someone could maybe correct us. I don't know if his name is Alif or his band's name is Alif. I don't know. I haven't heard to his earlier works, but I mean, you are spot on about his performance. The way he is singing, the way he is just emoting everything is so brilliantly done. Brilliantly done. And I mean, if you talked about theatrics, right? So this was theater, the audio theater that we would call it. And the interesting bit is that how this song starts. There's not even a single instrument that is being played. It's directly from Alif's voice. He
Yeah,
just starts with the announcement. And such
yeah.
announcement happens when you are starting a theater, a street theater, right?
So exactly this, I can totally imagine a theater
Theater.
where
Yep.
there's an interval, and right after interval, when the curtains
Curtains
are
are, yeah.
opened, and this guy comes in and announces that, okay,
Yep.
come in to have the feast. This is how it starts. Exactly, spot
Yes,
on.
yeah. And I mean the plethora of emotions that are depicted through the instrumentation, as you mentioned, the anxiety, the panic, the chaos that the father is going through to make everything nearly perfect during the big occasion is captured so brilliantly in this composition. You mentioned the string section, even the starting part. You can just imagine you can also visualize the scene that is happening around.
Running around
Yes, everybody is
with the
running around. And the most important bit, I mean, the way the transition to some people may be jarring, that suddenly the focus shifts on the bride, the instrumentation drops down, the melody changes, everything changes on that occasion. To some it might be jarring, but I think they did it intentionally to bring the most important matter on the centerpiece. They want to depict that, okay, there's a lot of chaos going on throughout the wedding, but the important thing is that the daughter is leaving her father. That is the most
yeah.
important emotion that they
Also,
wanted.
the way she was depicted, that she was actually in the center of the stage, the
Yes,
spotlight.
yes,
She
yeah,
was center of the
yeah,
universe in on that particular day.
yeah,
Even in the stage,
yeah, yeah,
the placement of her was perfect. Every single thing was
yeah.
so perfect.
I mean, they wanted to enforce that thing that, okay, the guests and everything is important, but most important thing or most important emotion throughout the wedding is that someone is leaving your house. And the pain of leaving one home where she has spent her entire childhood against the feeling of uncertainty on becoming part of a new home. She's also not really sure how she will be received. Will she be accepted,
Absolutely.
greeted, or celebrated like the same way she was done in her old home? And that's why they just suddenly change everything and bring focus to that matter that, okay, you just have to think about how a father or daughter must be going through, right? Brilliant
Like,
composition.
a very, good, a very, good point that you mentioned, that Aashima Mahajan, right? not only those emotions that were being sung and communicated through music and instruments, but look at her facial expressions
Yes.
while singing.
Yep. Yep.
Right, she is actually emoting while singing. It's on her face again. Theatrics again.
Performance.
Performance. This is what you call a performance.
Yeah.
And I want to mention Karan Chitra Deshmukh. I think he's the one on the
Percussions and drums.
His performance I enjoyed a lot. I
Absolutely.
enjoyed a lot.
Absolutely.
Everyone, every single person in this particular track. This particular track was top notch, best of the season. No holes, no
No,
holes.
absolutely.
So we enjoyed. I personally enjoyed Takdeer a lot,
lot.
a lot. But there were some elements that scarred that particular track. I enjoyed other tracks a lot, but there were some elements that just didn't allow it to be to be called perfect by me. Subjective, subjective. This was brilliant, brilliant.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One thing that you mentioned that as soon as the track starts, ALIF starts announcing, and in the beginning, the first time I heard it, it felt jarring to me. You know why? Okay, what's happening? Because again, language barrier. But then, as soon as it passed and the song continued into the string section, which completely captured my imagination. The second time I heard it, the second time I watched it, now I don't even feel it. I actually
yeah.
anticipate this performance. And man, I enjoyed so much. I actually plan to show it to all my family. Even if they haven't, I want them to watch it.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is that kind of song.
How much that kind of song that I enjoyed so much. Not in terms of music, not in terms of as a song, but as a theater, as a performance, that I want them to experience as well.
Absolutely.
So, Coke Studio, over everywhere. Coke Studio, not only Bharat but everywhere. What they create is experiences, experiences. Not only songs, not only pieces, art and experiences. Right. This was a piece of art and experience that will remain.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh.
There's just one last point that I want to mention before we conclude, and it's regarding the point that you made that in the beginning, when you listen to the announcement that was done by ALIF, it feels a bit jarring. And I was thinking yesterday that musically, if let's be fair, probably Coke Studio Pakistan and Coke Studio Bangla are doing slightly better. Their production quality is probably slightly better. And what I mean by that is that if you listen to the tracks of Coke Studio Pakistan or Coke Studio Bangla on headphones, you would observe that it
Yeah.
is extremely polished stuff, right? There are no
Post
jarring.
production is better.
Yes, absolutely. There are no jarring elements whatsoever in the music production. In Coke Studio Bharat, some elements might come across as jarring, but now I feel, I may be wrong, I feel that they are intentionally keeping those jarring
Intentionally.
elements to make it sound like deeply rooted into the culture. They want to bring that organic
Also,
flavor, yeah.
yeah, I was super happy that
Yep.
they haven't been auto tuning a lot of the stuff,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Which is
Yep.
fine.
Which is fine.
So when you're creating experiences, when you're trying to rather convey emotions, then you are trying to be accurate with sur. ये सारे सुर लग रहे नहीं लग रहे. All the notes are there. All the notes are being hit or not.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, especially in playback singing in Bollywood, the focus is and also the criticism is more on all the notes are there or not, all
Yeah.
the notes are accurate or not.
Yep. Yep.
Rather what people from other countries, because again that's the artists they have had, right? Lata Mangeshkar and Rafi's and
Yeah.
Sonu
Mukesh,
Nigam's,
yeah.
Kumar Sanu's,
Udit
KK's, and
Narayan.
Udit Narayan's. They were so, they were machines when it comes to delivering notes with accuracy. You would think that it's coming out of a machine. They cannot do wrong. They cannot go wrong. And that's why there's, as soon as something, a slight miss in notes happen, people latch onto it.
Yep.
We, coming from a different background, we rather lean on experiences,
Mm-hmm.
right, and art, and what's being, why it's being done the way it's being done.
Absolutely. Very well
So
put.
I'm actually happy that with Takdeer, with the next one, right,
That's
with the
Maggie Pyar.
previous ones,
Yeah.
there was emphasis on experiences, on emotions,
Mm.
on communication of message,
Mm.
rather than notes,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very well
right?
put. Very
The
well put.
the experience of sarangi with guitar and takdir was mind
Ah.
blowing,
Ah. Ah. It's
right?
still.
The experiences, absolutely
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah.
Even if the whole track is not working for me, there's a tiny part of that track that would remain with me, that I would always remember.
Always.
As I was mentioning, right, the sarangi and the
The
guitar,
guitar.
right. In the next track, the two female singers,
Mm-hmm.
the way they delivered with their accents and their uniqueness,
Mm.
everything, experiences. So this was through and through perfect.
Perfect, perfect. I think we are gonna do a top five of the season as well at some point. And for me personally, I know probably for you as well, this would definitely go there in that particular
Oh,
list.
one of the best experiences. Yeah, I'm forced to think that what other similar experiences that we have had from Coke Studio universally.
Hmm. Hmm.
I will think about it,
Hmm.
but man, this was brilliance.
Brilliance, brilliance. All
Hats
right,
off.
let's conclude it over here. Thank you so much for listening it with us together, and yeah, let us know what you thought about this particular track. We absolutely loved it, and let us know you what you thought, and we'll catch up on the next one. Until then, take care of yourself.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.